Hi everyone, this is Krishna Munkapati. I am working as a assistant professor in EEE department in St. Peter's Engineering College. Here in this video, I am going to explain of a control rectifier with RLE load. Okay, so far we discussed of a control rectifier with R load, of a control rectifier with RL load, and of a control rectifier with the RL apart from freewheeling diode action. Okay, in this video we are going to see of a rectifier, of a control rectifier with RLE load. What does it mean RLE load? Means you just see the circuit. This is a circuit. This is my input AC supply. Input AC supply is giving to one isolated transformer. This is my isolated transformer. Means N1 is equal to N2. So 220 volts of supply is given to the secondary induced into the secondary transfer, secondary winding of transformer and giving to the rest of the circuit. Right? This is my thyristor. This is my thyristor. Okay, this is my load, RLE load. Means we can say this is nothing but DC drive, or DC motor we can say. In DC motor what happened? We can able to see all three parameters RL and back EMF, EB. Right? When we connect one application, means a DC motor is connected to this circuit. What is the operation? How the waveforms are looks like, and what are the expression that we are going to see in this video. Okay, so we'll see the operation. Look at this operation. So whenever positive half cycle applied, then automatically what happened? M polarity plus N polarity is minus. M polarity, then what happened? Current is coming like this and coming back to N. How? See, this is a N terminal. After that, the thyristor, then RLE, then back to M and M. This is the current path during the past half cycle of the input supply applying to the this circuit. But what happened is it is not similar to previous cases. It is somewhat different. Its operation is somewhat different. Look at one condition over here. Okay. See this. First condition is Vm sin omega t is less than E. If Vm sin omega t input AC supply is less than output voltage already there at the output side is E. Then what happened? If it is less than, then output voltage is E only, output voltage. We can able to see only E, back EMF. Okay. So second case, Vm sin omega t is equal to E. Second case is Vm sin omega t is equal to E. Then zero output is 0. Right. Third one is Vm sin omega t is greater than E. Then input is dominating in this case. Input voltage is dominating. Output is Vm sin omega t. So these are the three different cases, conditions we can see in this operation, right? So look at this. This is my alpha. Before this alpha, what will be the output? Before this alpha, what happened? Thyristor is not connecting. Thyristor is not connecting, thereby output voltage is back EMF. This is back EMF voltage at the output side. You can able to see only back EMF. Then after alpha, what happened? See, this is the dominant portion of the input. Exactly, this is the value where second condition appear. Where the second condition appear, thereby there is no voltage we can say. And after that, what happened? Alpha is there. Suppose alpha is there, then we can say there is a voltage back EMF, what we say, this is dominating and having the voltage like this, right? Then after what happened, because of inductor stores the energy during the positive cycle applied, then what happened, it delivers negative value, okay, like this conduction takes place. After what happened, it maintains the same for the next negative half cycle. Look at this. When you apply the negative half cycle, there is no current flowing through this. But what happened is, this portion is due to inductance. Inductance stored energy is going to be readily released during the negative half cycle. And so in that condition, the output is only having this value. Right? This is regarding to output voltage. Then coming to voltage across the thyristor. In this case, what happened is, some portion, this is minus E, and this is voltage that we have across thyristor till this portion, right? And after this, what happened? After this, what will be the waveform? See that? Till the next minute. After this, there is no voltage across the thyristor. Then we can say this is the output portion. This is the output portion, and having this amount like this. Okay, thereafter it is having some value. Then we can say here this one for the second cycle. Right, like this, and we have the only back EMF during the negative half cycles, and we can able to see this one again up to this point. This is the amount, the negative value, then value. So some notations that we have to remember here, okay, regarding to the output. So here it is Vm sin alpha, this is Vm sin alpha minus E, right? Then this portion is Vm sin beta minus pi, okay? Then coming to this one, this is this one Vm plus E, okay? Then we can able to see that, we can able to see this is nothing but E, I said earlier. Then conduction, the conduction takes place up to this value, conduction angle, right? So like this we can give this. And what about beta? Beta is this one, this much is the beta. Please remember all these things. Then we will see the current values, we will see the current, okay? Look at the current. So during before alpha, what happened? Before alpha, there is no current flowing through the load. There is no current flowing through the load, only back EMF is there, but current is 0. After that, due to domination of input supply, inductor doesn't allow the sudden change in current. That's why this will be the increment in load current till the pi. Thereafter it is reducing because inductor releases its energy. Then during negative half cycle, till the negative half cycle comes, there is no output current. Thereafter again it builds up 0. Am I clear? This is very simple. These three conditions are applying here, right? So these three conditions are shown like this. Okay, these are the some values that you have to remember. Okay, and so this is enough for regarding to this. What about input supply current? The question here is been able to see all waveforms, output waveforms, input voltage waveform, voltage across the resistor also we can able to see, output current also seen. But what about supply current waveform? What about supply current waveform? Okay. See, supply current waveform is as same as the output current. Supply current is as same as the output current. Right? So, how do you write the expressions for this type of circuit? How do you write the expression for this type of circuit? See, from 0 to alpha, we have E. Remember like that. From alpha to beta, alpha to beta, otherwise you will take alpha to beta, otherwise pi plus beta, pi plus beta. The only thing is that from 0 to beta, from 0 to beta, Vm sin omega t plus E. Shall we write like this? Shall we write like this? Yes. Okay. So these are the things after doing all the calculation. When you take the average voltage values in this case, so that is average DC load voltage, which is available across the output. That is what we call V average is equal to 1 by T integral 0 to T Vs d omega t. When you substitute these things in that particular equation, we will get we'll doing some simplification with respect to some trigonometric methods. Automatically we'll get the values, right? And here in this video, I would like to give some information about the isolation transformer. Isolation transformer. What is the use of transformer in this circuit? Since the cost of the transformer is more, why do we use this transformer in the circuit? Okay, let us discuss that point in this video itself only. Okay, see this particular thing will come into action if there exists inductive load, right? Okay, otherwise there is no need of this transformer. And why it is required, I'll tell you. So when we apply the positive half cycle, there is no problem. Then current is coming like this and back to the source, right? But what happened is, if inductor releases its stored energy, then automatically what happens? It has to reach the same point. But after pi also, the thyristor is going to be still in conducting state. That is the problem. Actually, line compression has to be take place. Here it is pi. At pi, our thyristor must be goes off, come back to the forward blocking state. But what happened because of inductor at the output side, inductor feeding the voltage after the pi also. That's why what happened during this portion also, our thyristor still in on condition. T is on. T is on. Thereafter it's going to be off. So we would like to use one transformer here. Another thing that we have to analyze this. One is, if suppose this current path, if it is absent in the circuit, or sometimes we are taking like that. If it is absent in the circuit, then what happen? So let us give the names for this. So M terminal and N terminal. This is my direct source, direct AC source, that is connected to one PPU, power processing unit. In that case, what happened? So current is coming out from this like this. If you apply the positive of cycle, then current is coming like this, entering into the thyristor. Thyristor immediately short circuited and allow the current to flow. Then it is following the circuit and back to attacking the source directly. Back to attacking the source directly. What happened here in this case? What is the nature of current which is flowing through both load and source? Look at the waveform of the current. Look at the waveform. Is it a sinusoidal waveform? Is it a alternating quantity? No. Because of inductor placed at the output side, it doesn't allow the sudden change in current. And means what? After some duration only, it allows the changes in the current. That's why what happened. So the current which is there in the circuit having a more amount of harmonics. The huge amount of harmonics are presented in the current which is flowing through the circuit. If harmonics are more because of paraltonic circuits, then what happened to the supply? What happened to the supply? The supply is connected in parallel to many applications apart from this parallel circuit. Some other mixture may be when you take the domestic applications, some mixture sometimes connected. Fan is running parallelly. Tube lights also blown parallelly. Okay. Some washing machine is running during the same thing when you use the parallel circuit. If you connect this without transformer, what happened is the harmonics are directly attacking to the main source. Harmonics are directly attacking to the main source. What happened? The other applications which are running on the same supply are going to be damaged very quickly. So one example that I heard in previous days, in previous years, that in one apartment, what happened is some rice cooker they are using in one home, one flat rice cooker. Rice cooker being used, then some short circuit applied. Short circuit takes place while using the rice cooker. Means I don't know exactly what happened. Is I'm thinking that there is a damage inside the transformer, inside the rice cooker. I think one transformer circuit will be there inside the rice cooker. Okay, a small transformer, which we call isolated transformer. If it is damaged because of high inrush currents, high current may be flowed. Like that, if the things are happened, then what happened is immediately this is going to be damaged. If it is damaged, then if it is not properly grounded, if it is not properly grounded, then automatically what happens? It will give the direct supply to the direct currents, the path to the circuits, main supply. Thereby what happens? We are thinking that if it is there, then there is a stopping of harmonics which do not comes to the primary side of the transformer. That's the main motto why we are using this isolated transformer in this circuit, power alternating circuits. If it is absent, then whatever the harmonics are generated in the current which is flowing through the circuit is in the form will be attacked directly this main source. This main source is not only connecting to the circuit, this is connecting to many applications like this. Some industrial applications also connected if it is a single phase. So most probably commercial applications and domestic applications are connected to the single phase system. So that's why what happened is that harmonics must be stopped within the circuit only, within the power circuit only, this portion only. In this portion only, we have to stop the harmonics. For that purpose, what happened is when you use one transformer, here, what happened? This transformer principle is induction principle. Induction principle. What does it do? It means it allows only fundamental frequency signal to the other side. Means, so this is having this secondary winding of transformer having fundamental and this harmonics because of paratronic circuit plays role. Then after this, what happened? Inserting into the primary side will be only fundamental. It allows only fundamental, means because of that induction principle, and we know that transformer is a constant maximum flux device. Constant maximum flux device. According to that statement, we can say this harmonics doesn't enter into the primary winding of transformer, where the primary winding is directly connected to the source. Hence, the source will be safe and the applications connected to this common source also uh, to be in the safe side, right? So if it is offset, then automatically harmonics are attacking. Very simple. That's why this isolation transformer, even though the cost of the transformer is more, so that must be there in the circuit, parallel run circuits. Otherwise, we cannot say when will be damage happen in the circuit, right? So, not only for this source, it also damages the connected load also. Because why? Because harmonics also what we call harmonics along with fundamentals also flowing to the load, means it is going to be damaging overall system because of absence of isolated transformer. So that is the main function, main purpose that we are using isolated transformer in the circuit to avoid the harmonic effect onto the system. Okay, and one more information is that if we want to remove this negative voltage at output side, what we have to do, what we can do. So we already discussed at that point in RL log. So very simple. If it is present, what happened? What was the disadvantage? The disadvantage is very simple, and average output voltage is going to be reduced. Average output voltage reduced. So we have to improve that average output voltage by removing this portion, this negative portion. Simply place one freewheeling diode. Place one freewheeling diode across load. Immediately what happened is, so this is going to be short circuited. Short circuit voltage is 0 volt. So our load is also having the 0 volt. So this is going to be removed, and we can able to get the continuous operation also. So at that time you can able to see the freewheeling diode action. Freewheeling diode action takes place from this portion. We are getting currents this portion. Okay, remaining part, this part already seen with RL load with freewheeling diode. The same thing happened. So this is nothing but back EMF. When you use the load in terms of some motors, drives. So this type of system using in case of industrial drives, but it is a single phase. Okay. So when you go for the three-phase system, where the requirement of half-wave controller, just will use this type of system. In general, this type of half-wave control are used for theoretical purpose. Why? Because the DC value that we are getting at the output side is not a pure DC. Using half-wave controller, we couldn't get a pure DC at the output terminals of the power processing unit. That's why in practical these are not there in usage. So from this analysis we will see next type of phase control rectifiers. Those are called full wave controlled rectifier with different loads. Okay, we'll see them in the next video. Thank you.